Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now this is a video that I wanted to do in conjunction with a Squirrel Girl video I posted recently, and it just talks about the abilities and comic book history of the champion of Nova. As you know, recently there's been this image that was posted by Dave and features that in the bottom right hand corner, which you're going to be zooming in on, is indeed Nova, and he indeed is a cosmic, and this will be the Richard Rider version. But I got to be honest, I don't really know much about the character. I know that he's an amazing godlike champion, or godlike character really. We don't know if he's going to be a godlike champion yet, but still I want to find out a bit more about the character and kind of find out why he should be in this game. And obviously, before going anywhere, please remember to put on post notifications on, or hit the like button, help support the channel, comment down below, those are lovely things, appreciate it, thank you very much guys. So let's give you a little bit of comic book history on the character. Richard Rider was born in Hempstead, New York. As a teenager, he was chosen at random by the alien Ro-Men Day, that's a very strange name, and he was the last surviving Centurion of the planet Xandar's elite Nova Corps to inherit his power and succeed him in the rank of Nova Prime, following the destruction of his world by the intergalactic pirate Zor. Having been mortally wounded in a battle that tore Xandar apart, Day succeeded in tracking Zor to Earth, but he was unable to exact vengeance himself due to the extent of his injuries. At death's door, Day had little choice but to transfer his powers to an unsuspecting human on the planet below, gambling that whoever he found would be willing to take up his cause and prove worthy of his powers he had given their recipient. The day after the powers were transmitted to Rider, he was alone in his bedroom when Day suddenly transmitted to him that Day's last gift to Rider, his Centurion's uniform, was his. Rider discovered that he now possessed super strength, near invulnerability, the power to fly, and a uniform with a sealed life support system. With his little instruction as to how to use these powers, he obviously continued. It's a bit like Ryan Reynolds in that film Green. We don't really talk about that film, that Green Lantern film where, he gets that suit and it's like, you've got powers, now use them. How? Do not know. It did take a while for Rider to really hone in and understand his powers. And whilst he was doing a lot of crime fighting in New York, a lot of the time he really didn't understand this suit, as well as the meaning behind his uniform, his mission, a whole host of things. The one thing I really like about the character is the next point in the story, where he's called back to Xandar to help with the rebuild, reconstruction, as well help to fight an intergalactic war, but at the same time is conflicted with the fact that he wants a normal life and actually does relinquish his powers in order to return back to a normal life, where unfortunately he doesn't really make much money working in fast food restaurant. His education has been scuppered based on the fact of this getting these powers and suit. So what is really next for the character? This is when the New Warriors comes into play, and with a chance meeting with Night Thrasher, who kidnaps him and throws him off of a building. As you do, it then re-sparks his powers quite strangely, and therefore he's able to get back into the Nova mantle. Over the years, Nova's been involved in so many different story arcs, helping rebuild the Nova Corps, also Annihilation, not to mention Civil War, and also the fact that he was doing some stuff with Secret Invasion. He's been very, very busy. I personally hope to see him on the big screen at a later date, and it could be a case that he, even though didn't appear in Endgame, may have been there in the background, as so many other characters have been teased for upcoming movies. But in any case, where do we stand on powers? Because the powers are going to be the biggest part of this champion. Let's begin with superhuman strength. Rider is able to channel the Nova Force for the purpose of increasing his physical strength to vast levels. That impresses me. Imagine what Kabam could do, like some really amazing damage output is possible. Even this point here. The Nova Force grants Rider sufficient strength and power to engage and even stalemate the likes of the Silver Surfer in combat. Oh yeah, I'll have that all day long. Superhuman speed, I'm not sure if that's something that will be tied upon. It's not something overly looked into, unless Kabam want to make a slight nod to his movements. And well, yeah, in-game speed, possibly, maybe something that will be in an SP2 or an SP3. Superhuman stamina, I don't think that's something that Kabam will touch upon. I mean, it's just the case of like any character in the Marvel Universe technically has it. Accuracy, true strike, true accuracy, possibly something going to be put in game, who knows. Superhuman durability, Rider is highly resistant to all forms of conventional physical injury. He can withstand high caliber bullets, falls from tremendous heights, exposure and extremes in both temperature and pressure, powerful energy blast, acidic, corrosive, and tremendous impact forces without sustaining injury. Could that be something that would tie into some sort of immunities? Will we see something that is more armor based in this one? Is it going to be part of the suits kind of construction? Like, who knows with that, but I'd love to see little touches on these things. I don't think a ban will touch on superhuman agility and reflexes. It's not really a key factor to this champion, and the healing side of things, not quite sure, but I love this here. In spite of his great physical resilience, it is possible for him to sustain injury. On the rare occasion that Rider is injured, can purposely channel the Nova Force to rapidly heal damaged body tissues. However, the Nova Force cannot regenerate lost limbs, as Rider couldn't replace the right arm he lost from the Revenger, Captain America. Now, I love that little kind of like tie of detail. Whether or not they'll kind of go too much into this, and what point in time in Nova's history that they'll kind of go, like, okay, this is the Nova that's going to be in the Marvel Contest of Champions lore. So who knows with that one, but I'd like to see some regeneration. But as we said in the previous video, and as we say all over, the fact is in MCOC, technically champions get regenerative heal factor based on that mastery that gives them recovery. Flight's a given. I think that is going to be a thing. I think even some of the images he's levitating. There's also some aspects to energy generation. I think that's a given with the whole kind of Nova Force type angle to things. It looks like that has got to be in there. And anything further than that, I don't know, goes too much into the kind of Xandorian world mind and other aspects. So I think there's too much of a different angle they could take with this, but more than likely it's all about your energy generation, it's all about huge damage outputs, and also some aspects of maybe utility that could be amassed from this character. Maybe some immunities could be there as well. We'll see. There we have it. Based on some of the information here, like, I'm really excited to see what they could do with Nova. It's one of these kind of complex characters, but at the same time has some very easy peasy stuff, like the suit gives it power, taps into the Nova Force, and Nova Force does X, Y, and Z, and like, yeah, I got some high hopes from this character, which I shouldn't do. Squirrel Girl as well, like, that seems to be quite a good angle. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this character, the character of Nova? And what are your thoughts? Like, put them down in the comment section down below if you're excited, you know, a bit worried, those kind of things. And like, check out some other content here. Thank you very much for supporting this video by hitting the like button and commenting. Appreciate it, guys. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.